Hello and welcome and welcome and hello and good morning and welcome and good morning and hello and greetings and salutations and hello and welcome and hello for good measure. Thank you for joining me. My name is DannyDealz. The show is Un Poco Mas for Hurricane Lopez and Stock Karen. We would like to say once again, welcome and hello and hello and welcome in the words of my godmother Gail King. Guys, it is, of course, it's live, so you know what time it is, you jive turkey. It's 11/7. No, that is not a dyslexic convenience store, folks. It's 11/7/2023. It's 3 minutes before the market opens. 6:27 on a beautiful, dreary Los Angeles morning. I woke up early. I'm not feeling well. Got down to the office about 5:30 because I was very excited. I was giddy like a schoolgirl, going to a Beatles concert that Stephen Fiorio has a new article out in Seeking Alpha, several good articles out. Yesterday was a lot better for bulls and longs than you would think, guys. I mean, yesterday these idiots, I'll tell you what they did. I'll tell you what they went and done did, and you're not going to believe it when I tell you. You're just going to say, DannyDealz, you have to be making that up because, you know, excuse me, guys. I've got a little tiny bit of a cold. I'm just not feeling well. So if my voice is a little off or you can't hear my microphone levels, I don't need a comment, fuckface. Okay? I don't need you going, hey, your levels are a little low. Turn your headphones up. In the words of fisticuffs, motherfucker. You know what's going down in the streets. Mm, mm. No, I can't hear. I can't hear in my left ear. Turn my headphones up. And that's the whole joint. That's the whole record. But guys, yesterday, 46 million shares traded. And I'm not lying, guys. I wouldn't lie to you. I wouldn't do that. You know I wouldn't do that. I'd never do that. I'd never hurt you. Um, Yesterday, guys, net borrowing 13.7 million shares. Are you kidding me? Are you pulling my leg? Are you trying to tickle my funny bone? You better be, you son of a bitch, because that is absolutely ridiculous. The shorts are just pissing into the wind. So, they're peeing on your leg and telling you it's raining. Like, this is ridiculous. I mean, what are they short? Like, I read the comments from the Chia Pet when he reiterated his sell at 3. I'm like, I feel like Mugatu. Like, is everybody taking crazy pills? What the fuck is going on here? This company is about to explode all over everybody's face. I can't believe you don't see companies growing revenues for 10 straight quarters, through the pandemic, particularly when their core business was basically like outlawed by regulation. I've never seen anything like this, folks. Usually, when you short the bejesus out of a company, it's because the company is performing poorly. There are structural problems with the company. Management is bad, etc., etc. But not in this case, guys. And just look, I mean, I don't know if anybody's watching. I can't see that screen right now, and I don't really care. Um, Actually, let's see. Yes, there's 7 people watching. Welcome and hello, guys. Hello and welcome. I don't feel that well. I don't want to read all your comments. My eyes hurt. I'm getting old. My back hurts. Played tennis with Princess J last night. What a wonderful, beautiful woman she is. Just started playing tennis. New small business owner. Taking care of business. What a lucky dude I am. And she is picking up tennis so fast. I, of course, am the fat tennis ninja, as you know. So I am the greatest tennis player in the world over 300 pounds, and I stake my reputation on that. And I'm fast as a lemur. I'm fast as a sloth, on meth. Um, anyway, guys, I totally forget what I was talking about, but want to do that. I'm very tired, and this is my actually first cup of coffee, if you can believe that, because I was doing some paperwork. I have contractors working back east in the Midwest, and I need to get those bozos started, so they don't fritter away the day while being paid exorbitant hourly wages by their unions and therefore by DannyDealz and associates and partners and friends. Um, anyway, guys, for those of you joining me, welcome and hello and hello and welcome. The SoFi stock, let's first off, since the market's open, let's actually see what the stock and the overall market are doing. Looks like it's trading down at 748 right now. They're hitting it a little bit, just not a huge hit, like a million shares coming out of the gate. So I think this is going to recover very, very quickly. People have settled down about the Fed. Bond yields coming down, the press turning very positive on SoFi. And unless you have shit for brains, you can't read that ER and not see what's going on here. Like, up until now, the bears have been able to obfuscate and throw enough feces at the lens, and just write enough bullshit and recruit, like I said, corrupt, crooked, dishonest analysts who say things that just, fundamentally are not true. And like, look, read certain analysts. They said, at the beginning of this year, while, FUD spreading on SoFi, they said by the end of the year, they might have to raise money on unfavorable terms. All these things are going to happen. And then touchdown DannyDealz basically coming out and saying, like, look, they're good for a year and a half. They're good for a year and a half. We good. We here now. Who's here, guys? What's going on, everybody? Good morning. Welcome and hello. Welcome and hello. Not a lurker, of course. Not a lurker, of course. Sorry, guys, my brain paused. He's always first. M. Russo, good morning. Good morning, not a lurker. Alberto, good morning. Let's get this money. You're not joking. If I'm lying, I'm dying. And if he's wrong, I don't want to be right, guys. If Alberto Bertie Avilés is wrong, I don't want to be right. And I'll pound on the table. And I'll repeat that like that little chipmunk ripping SoFi whenever it gets too high. It's like, well, when it was 4, I was pounding on the table saying it's too low. It's like, bull fucking shit. You didn't pound on anything. You haven't pounded your wife in the last 25 years. I'm sorry, guys. That's a low blow. I don't mean to cast aspersions on any particular analysts who look like chipmunks from some analyst house that rhymes with Oppenheimer. But anyway, guys, taking a look at these FTARD ratings, Dan Dolev, again, a buy at 15. He's like a SoFi permabull. But he does the math, guys. He's a smart guy. He's a 1-star. Lance Jesserun. This guy was part of the pump and dump. Remember, he is in the desk that the bologna sandwich Giuliano Bologna, the human forehead, used to occupy over at BTIG. And he came out with this raid. This guy's never even, he looks like he manages like a carpet cleaning business. He just looks super surprised. He looks like maybe he's the assistant manager at a public storage facility or something along those lines. But he came out with a buy at like, I think 16, just completely out of the blue. He never rated the stock. I don't think he's ever, I don't want to say it, but like the guy just looks inexperienced. And now he's still a buy, but he's at 9. Like, so he saw 2 ERs that, the last ER was, I think, I wouldn't say great. I mean, there was a few little issues there. Obviously the write down, nobody likes to see that, but I think kind of everybody knew that SoFi overpaid for Technesis, maybe got Galileo a little bit too cheap in the long run, but I think it's all going to balance out and it's really not going to matter. $200 million. I mean, they're going to be saving that over just a few years. And then, that's just the internal savings. And then it looks like the external business is going to grow. I mean, someone on my comments are like, would you like the rumor that they, landed Citibank? I'm like, yes, of course. What am I, an idiot? Yes, I would like that. Adam DeMonico is here, the Steakhouse King. Yeah, everything I say is factual, Adam. You're definitely right about that. What's going on, guys? Beach Boy, what's going on? Mikkel, what's going on? Mikkel Hagen, how you doing? Hybrid Duncan. Yeah, I've been buying. It's just, it's just too much, guys. Like, I don't know. Management is like 100%. Management sounds 100%. They took the write down Q3. I told you guys this for a long time. I said they're going to take all the pain on Q3. They're going to take all the negative crap, the write-downs, the impingements, the impairments, the whatever the fuck. They're going to take it all in Q3. It's going to look a little bit weak, and they're going to attack the stock. But I was wrong. I was wrong. To quote Social Distortion, I realized quickly now that I was wrong. I was wrong. The ER was actually great, even with all the crap they had to put in. Q4 is coming up roses. I told Tanner, yesterday on his live stream. I said it's not going to be a beat in Q4. It's not going to be a profit. It's going to be a beat of epic biblical proportions, guys. I think this Q4 ER we could see, and I know people thought I was crazy when I said that we could see 3 billion in deposits this quarter, but I only missed it by 100 million. I think we're going to see high threes, guys, maybe close to 4 billion in deposits. And I highly encourage you to read Stephen Fiorio's article on Seeking Alpha. Um, I love Seeking Alpha. The writers, they have more numbers, more analysis. It's not these fluff AI pieces written by interns who used to, coach ballet or something. These are real people. Like Steven's, you guys know him from SoFi Weekly, but I highly encourage you to read his article. As far as the chart goes, guys, nothing's really changed. This candle is a fugazi, guys. Again, 45 million shares traded, 14 million shares borrowed. What do you think's going to happen? I mean, that's almost a third of the damn churn. It's a fix. The fix is in, but it didn't work. It doesn't work. Shorting the bejesus out of a stock doesn't work when they're turning in great performance and great numbers. It's just not sustainable. It's not logical, and it doesn't work. They're going to have to cover these positions or cover them with shares if they're short long. It's going to put upward price pressure, guys. Everything going into Q4. I know the macro's shaky, but the macro's looking a little bit better, guys. Unemployment's looking up. It doesn't look like they're probably going to, at least in my opinion, look like they're going to raise interest rates again this year. They're going to take a wait and see approach, and that's very, very good for SoFi. Tanner was talking last night on his live stream where I lift most of my content from SoFi Weekly, Tanner, all these other guys. Uh, there's lots of stuff on YouTube. I consume the guys I think are smart, and I try to ignore the doofuses. Anyway, guys, stock's trading down $7.41. Again, I just don't. This is the same pattern, guys. It's always the same thing. This little mountain and dump. The algo's running what it's going to run, but I just think it's idiocy. They're just digging deeper, and then they're going to wait for like the next three. Remember, guys, it's already November 7th. Okay? So we are well over a third of the way through Q4, guys. We're almost halfway through Q4, and Noto's telling you the numbers. He's like, I know the numbers. We're making a profit in Q4. These are what the triple beat, the top line, bottom line, and guidance raise. It's unequivocal. They're not scared. You can hear it in their voices when they're going into the earnings call. Okay, $7.38. I might have to buy. This is like, I'm just out of annoyance. I'm not going to buy that much because I was just buying a lot at, what the hell was it? $6.72. But this is like Eminem said, you've been sent here to annoy me. Guys, what do you guys got? Anybody got anything interesting? Um, let's see, guys. You guys have absolutely nothing to say. You're just blabbering at each other like a bunch of morons. Good morning, Heirloom Cedar. How are you? Present company excluded, of course. And Harry Toe, I didn't mean you. You're not a moron. I'm talking about the rest of these people. Yeah, nice buy, Hybrid Duncan. You're always on the price action. Yeah. No bueno. Everything bueno, Alberto. Everything very bueno. Muy bueno. Um, Mikkel snuck into hymns. Yeah, everybody's talking about hymns. And then there's other people like, oh, it's a glorified marketing company. I haven't researched the company, so I don't know. I gotta do that because old Tanner, he sucked me into new, and now I'm got a nice position in new. I bought that dip, had a little dip down there in the sevens, so I jumped in. I do like Warren Buffett. I do respect him. And I like their growth. I mean, I have like 100 times more SoFi, so don't worry. SoFi shares aren't going anywhere. That was just some discretionary funds I was going to spend on chicken quesadillas and Ben and Jerry's pints. I decided to pump it into some new shares, so that was only my ice cream budget's low six figures per year. Yeah, heirloom cedar. We're all impatient, man. It's the nature. I was going to say, like, guys, an interesting lesson is like, of course, you want to be intelligent and strong in the markets because intelligence gives you flexibility. It lets you work your plan. But being emotionally strong Lets you stick to your guns, to not trade emotionally, to never panic sell, to not set, wimpy stop losses that are going to get you killed and get you buying back in higher. But would I rather be, I'd rather be stupid and strong than intelligent and weak, because if you're weak, you're just going in and out of the market. If you're dumb and strong, at least you can do a simple buy and hold strategy and just watch your entry points. And that's the whole key to the market, guys. We're just outsmarting ourselves. Like, oh, it's going down. Look at the numbers. Look at the ER. Look at the growth. This is a Fugazi. This is a trading stock. This is, there's not enough institutions to bring price stability to the stock, and that's just the simple fact. But why isn't the stock trading? Everybody's like, oh, I'm gonna buy in at 4. It's gonna break, Fibonacci R3 is below 4, so it's going there. I'm like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? Are you guys seeing what I'm seeing? This company's going to go to 20 billion in bank deposits before we know it. They're one of the fastest growing banks in the country. I mean, just facts. Facts, guys. They're stubborn things. You're entitled to your own stupid opinions, but you're not entitled to your own facts, you bozos. Um, Still trading at 740. This is going back up. This is going back up here in a hurry. We're looking at a classic mountain and hump, SoFi mountain and hump trading pattern. And yesterday, guys, the volume ticks were all over the place. So there was variance, there was big orders. The Usually when the algo is completely locked onto the SoFi stock, and the volume yesterday at 45 million is perfect for the bulls. Perfect. If you see the variance, like usually if the algo is locked onto the stock, you'll see variance at the very beginning of the day in the volume, and at the very end of the day, you'll see the spikes. And in the middle, you'll see this shallow bull pattern where the volume has absolutely no variance. The lines are smooth across. The algo is completely in control of the volume. That's how they control the price. I've been telling you guys this for so long. Volume number 1 and number 2 is borrowing. Okay? With those two things, they can almost completely control the price of the stock. The problem for the shorts is they were wrong about the ER, and their strategy is just not going to work. And borrowing 14 million shares yesterday to try to hold on to the 750 options, when I don't think they're going to be able to hold them anyway. And then the new FUD is the insider selling, guys. This was all over you. Why are people on YouTube so stupid? Such Karens, such little Nancy boys. They want, like, every time the inside, like, insiders, guys, they get a ton of SoFi stock. These are young people. So if your net worth is 50% or 70% or 90% SoFi stock, you have to sell, guys. You want to buy a house. You want to buy, send your kids to school. You want to go on vacation. Like, this is where your money's at. They want to get their money right too. Sometimes it's just a matter of paying taxes. You got to what? I'm not going to freak out about, insiders selling some shares. They have a tremendous amount of their net worth in this one stock. So when they get the opportunity, they see it jump up to 8. It's just been, back down to, the 6s. They sell some shares. And whenever I see a bunch of insiders selling at once in the same day, it leads me to believe that it was planned sale anyway for some kind of tax or distribution, or they got more shares the previous quarter and they have to sell a few of the shares that they had. These weren't huge sales. I mean, the one guy, the chief risk officer, of course, like, yeah, for the chief risk officer, you're not going to have all your eggs in one basket, turds. Excuse me, guys. I'm just slightly congested, a little cold. Don't worry, it's not COVID. Like, how many times do you guys hear that? Like, somebody's sick, they just look like death warmed over, and I'm like, don't worry, I can work today. I'm okay. I don't need your money. And it's like, just dying, just coughing up like an alien baby. Like, don't worry, it's not COVID. Like, did you get a test? Oh no, it's just a cold. I'm not even coughing. Like, just literally dying, like just spreading COVID everywhere, but not really caring and not looking to get that test. Um, oh, we know those people. We all have those silly coworkers. They're just spreading death and disease everywhere they go. Oh, God bless them. Um, Hybrid Duncan. So much wisdom in Hybrid Duncan's comments. Keep nibbling, keep buying, buy those dips, nibble on the day. Don't go in heavy because if they really attack it and it really goes low, down in the fives or something, then just go all in. But now just kind of feel it out, see where it goes when they push it down at the beginning of the day, maybe buy a few shares, nibble, nibble, always in the middle, as Prof said. Richard C. Good morning. Yeah, well, Richard C. Great question, Richard C. Um, let's see. Let's tell you what it's all about. So, guys, maximum pain right now is 750. And if you look at the puts and calls, there is a ton of puts at 6. And if you look at how much they borrowed the day of earnings, you look at how much they borrowed yesterday, 14 million shares. This has essentially been an impotent short attack. This has been like a short attack that like took 2 Viagras, watched a, gay porn film and then still couldn't get it up. I don't know. It's just this whatever this is, whatever they're hedging against, whatever they're expecting. Maybe they were expecting the Fed to hike. I don't think so. I don't know. I don't really know what they expected to be able to use to push the stock down to 6 once they knew what the ER was. It's not very logical to me. Um, and then you look at the puts, like the volume of puts is way, 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 way higher than it usually is. So max pain is solidly more like 760, probably 765. So I expect the stock to definitely close the week. It's just I don't know why they bought so many puts. Like I don't get it. Um, but maybe something is yet to reveal itself, guys. Remember, it's only Tuesday. And they usually swing these options several different directions during the week. Maybe they get retail to buy into a bunch of options. Like last week, I actually had short-term calls and I dumped them just the right time. I made like a 60% profit in a couple of days. But you really have to know what you're doing to be able to do that. I do advise, because I sold it on a spike to like I forget what it was, 760, and the options just really spiked, and I dumped them on some poor turd's head. But that's the way it goes, guys. I'm smart and I'm strong and I have bankroll and I make money and I just bulldoze this bullshit and I just do what I want. I buy where I want. I sell where I want. I tune out the noise. I don't care about paper losses. I don't care about the machinations. I love the volatility, guys, even downward, because I make money on that too. So volatility is your friend. The trend is your friend. Fuck that. The trend isn't your friend. Like good decisions, discipline, intelligence, timing, those things are your friend. But if you don't really want to deal with all that, all you have to do with SoFi is just pick your entry points. I mean, I like buying, I'm not giving financial advice. Obviously, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not qualified. I'm not trained. Entertainment, blah, blah, blah. Um, but after the ER we just saw, to be able to come back in here and buy in the low sevens, I mean, to me, the shorts are giving longs a gift. They're just creating an opportunity because this is temporary. It's very, very temporary. In fact, once I get off this stupid, droning on, boring, horrible live stream, I'm probably going to go load the goddamn boat. Feel like a longshoreman today. Like we're loading the boat. They're just giving you money, guys. If you don't think this is going to go back up before net profit in Q4, you're just stuck on stupid. The quarter is going to end in less than 2 months. And that ER is less than 3 months away. So they've had this massive borrowing, the massive short, since the ER, pre the ER. They just keep digging deeper. It just doesn't make any sense. And I saw an analysis, like the guy on everybody's up in arms, the guy on StockTwits, I guess he's one of the owners of StockTwits, founder, is like a finance guy and all these things. And he's like his friend posted this thing on Twitter. He's like, oh, SoFi is losing $9 billion in cash per. I don't know. The guy's obviously he's smarter than me. He's got all these qualifications, degrees behind him, and he's in the industry. These guys maybe, I don't know, millionaires, billionaires, whatever the case may be. Um, you know, it didn't make any sense. The math I'm looking at the numbers, and I even understand the theories he's talking about, but it just was a bunch of bullshit. I was like, he's like, oh, he provided detailed analysis. I'm like, he provided a bunch of verbal diarrhea nonsense. Like, I don't want to get into my time refuting a 17-part Twitter post, but it was just absolutely bullshit. You could see both of them were seething with hatred for Chamath and SPACs, and they're like, all SPACs are bad. They're posting these like pictures, these memes. Most SPACs were scams, guys. See Hylian, see Microvast, see, just one after the other after the other. See PaySafe, my absolute favorite. I still need lube from investing in PaySafe, but I just swung it and made money. I've swung it like 3 or 4 times now, made money. It's so easy. They push it down into the nines, 9 low, it goes back to 11, you get out. It's just, you're just printing money like 10-20% at a time. It's so easy, and I think that's what everybody's doing. Might be the new like SoFi once they start to toy with that one. But anyway, guys, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Klaus, technicals show it could go much lower. I don't care about technicals, Klaus. You know that. BB, RSI. Yeah, but tech fundamentals say it won't. And big bank eat little bank, Klaus. I like technicals. I like macros. I like macaroni and cheese. I like technesis. I like technicals. But yeah, buy at 7. I have no problem with that. They could push it down under 7 for sure. It was just 672 right after a great ER. So, but guys, here's the thing, and guys, if you know Klaus Baum, he is a very smart guy. And he's in a technical, he's like he's smart. Just trust me. I've talked to him. I know what he did. I know what he does. And yes, he's right. Technicals say it could go lower, but at a certain point, results matter. And that point is fast approaching. The hour is nigh. The hour is nigh. Um, and so I would say respectfully, Klaus, I don't care what technicals say, because those are like throwing chicken bones out and, reading when somebody's going to die. The fundamentals, the numbers, and what matters most is money. And SoFi is about to get that money. And everybody knows it. And everybody can see the analysis I saw. There was a guy online, I just subscribed his channel. He's a little foreign dude from Asia. He had an accent, but he went over the numbers. I was listening to his show last night, and it was like, man, these numbers are just incredible. The margin expansion, the EBITDA, the incremental EBITDA margin increase. It's like, and he's explaining how that's going to translate into net profit over the next few years, and then especially in the later part of the decade. This company is a free cash flow machine. And yes, technicals, they can pull this thing down a little bit in the short term, continue to short it, but it's illogical. It's going to go back up before that profit. The profit being reported is going to be one of the biggest catalysts. And the other one that could be even equally big, I would say, is Galileo landing a mega bank. I mean, I think that announcement is very, very possible. They've been talking about the RFPs now for 2 quarters. As you guys know, who are, the corporate intellectual brain trust types, these deals, once they start talking, they put out the RFP, can take 3 quarters easily, maybe 4 to get a deal, to get actual contracts, to get the thing actually online to the point they can make an announcement, if they're, even going to make an announcement. Good morning, C-Bar. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome and hello, and welcome. Welcome and hello. Guys, I got to go over a couple of articles quickly, but I just wanted to touch base with you. I don't want to lose my voice entirely blabbering about nothing. What are the markets doing right now? Yeah, no problem here, guys. Stock's right in the channel. We just had a great ER. It's going to break above and hold above that 50-day moving average. You're going to see it's going to go up. It's going to go up before the next ER. I won't say I'm sure of it, because like, if you say you're an idiot. Like, if you say everything, you know what the stock market's going to do, then you haven't really been doing this. You have no real money in it, because the fact is we don't know. Klaus could be absolutely right. Technicals, macro drag the stock down. I could be absolutely right and say that I don't know what's going to happen over the next days or weeks, but I feel that I know what's going to happen over the next 3 months. I don't think they're going to continue to dig deeper into this short. I just don't see it unless something really changes with the economy. we get involved in the hot war in Israel or with Iran or something, or God forbid in Taiwan, or things start to go completely haywire with Russia, barring some geopolitical you know melee. I think the SoFi stock is going to be over $10 going into the next ER. I just and that price action is going to involve a ton of covering, which is going to further push the price up. So I don't see how this stock goes into the Q4 ER lower than this current level. If you think that's possible, I'd love to see the rationale, because it's going to be chia math. It's going to be chia math, and that's where you just like blindly, like, flailing around, punching a bunch of like it makes no sense. Like, you know, so I don't know, guys. The bank growing at this rate, and that's what let me get into that, guys, because I'm just blah blahing at you, and it's very boring. Um, Want to take a look at my favorite SoFi guru, Stephen Fiorio, the sexy Fred Flintstone. I just love this guy. He's very intelligent. He knows his numbers better than anybody, but he's really, easy to understand and very straightforward. He's basically like me, except that he's very intelligent, successful, good looking. Basically, other than that, like, we're almost exactly the same. Brother from another mother. But anyway, Stephen, really appreciate you and all your articles. I know, again, guys, I just like Seeking Alpha. Don't get anything from them. I pay full price for the site, but I know you can get a free trial and read these articles. So he talks about Morgan Stanley upgrade. He's talking about the triple beat. Morgan Stanley did like a fake upgrade. They're still at $7, but they just want to get their rating, their low rating to the top, just like the Chia Pet freaking turds. But SoFi's ability to sell loans from its balance sheet, its strong growth lending segments prove the bear case wrong. And if you read that 17-part Twitter thread that the StockTwits owner, Howard's friend, posted or whatever, and it's been all this like hullabaloo on StockTwits, then I highly encourage you to juxtapose his assertions, which have very thin rationale and no data backing them up other than data from other institutions and macro data. It uses like no SoFi specific data. That's why his whole argument's just one logical fallacy after another one. But this article by, again, Stephen is smarter than me, has more numbers than me. He analyzes these banks. He does this for a living, quite obviously. And he just refutes point by point the bear case to a granular level. But after another impressive quarter, some of the big firms on the street are changing their tune. Morgan Stanley, again, upgraded, sort of a fake and ungrade. Anyway, so the GAAP EPS, they lost 3 cents, generating 537 million in revenue, 21 million. That's a very significant beat, actually. They usually beat revenue guidance by just a very thin margin, a few million. This 20 million is a nice margin. It's not a colossal beat or anything, but it's a nice beat. They're obviously very conservative in how they, how they do their predictions, because they're setting up beats, kind of sandbagging, but that's okay. I mean, intelligent people do that. I believe Q3 2023 will go down as a pivotal quarter. This is what I'm saying, guys. This is where the growth story, it wasn't just bolstered, it was proven. Um, there's no way to fake those bank deposits, guys. There's no way to fake bank deposits. Money is going out of big banks. SoFi is taking market share. It's structural. It's not cyclical. It's not because of the conditions. It's not just because of the interest rates. They offer a better product. They built a better mousetrap. They have earned, dare I say, earned the right to win. And for all my new viewers, looks like there's about 30 some of you here. Hello and welcome, welcome and hello. It's Poco Moss. My name's DannyDealz. For those of you watching on the reruns, it's 11/7/2023. The current time is 7 a.m. out here in beautiful, dreary Los Angeles. Good morning, Rolling Dubs. How's it going? Yeah, BlackRock's unlimited money to finance those loans. Yeah, 7 would be great. Time to start a new position, Klaus. That's a very, very nice entry point. Again, it was just 672. That was a really nice spot buy. Um, yeah, Mark, I know you're always looking to go lower. You're always no, hold on. No, Mark, I respect you guys' opinion and Klaus too. It looks like they're definitely trying to drag and short the stock. I mean, Guys, shorts aren't stupid. They're not suicidal. Stock going back up to 750, going green here. Nasdaq just shot back up. Not exactly sure what's happening. I'm a little slow, but I'm still on my first cup of coffee, for God's sake. I'm going to end this dreadful live stream here pretty soon. Want to go over Fiorio's article just quickly, but guys, read it for yourself. If you're worried about the bears, if you're worried about it going lower, don't worry. Only worry if you want to buy, guys. Don't try to swing this thing. Don't try to day trade it. You're too stupid. You're too weak. You're like Fredo. Just stop it. I was pissed off. It's like Fredo, why don't you go fishing with Lou? He's like, fishing? Like he's gonna shoot while I'm trying to catch a fish. Like, Fredo, go fishing. Um, Anyway, guys, I don't think you're Fredos, but you are, weak and stupid, and I would not recommend you try to trade in and out of the stock. I would just recommend if it goes down the sixes, buy you some more. But that ain't financial advice, guys, because I'm not a financial advisor, and I don't know what I'm talking about, and you should do your own research, think for yourself, and be accountable for your own decisions. You cannot just blame some fat idiot on YouTube because you bought SoFi stock and you lost money and you got in and out like a hamster on crack and you sold the dip and smelled the rip. That is not my fault, guys. If you want to smell the rip, you smell the rip and you sell that dip, but it just makes you stupid. Don't do it. Buy the dip and then sell the rip if you must. But I would advise hold long term because I think this thing, like I said, is going to be a free cash flow monster. I think it's not just going to be ARK. I think other companies are going to buy in heavily. I think the writing's on the wall. If you look at the expansion of the EBITDA margins, that's going to be expansion in net profit margins in the next couple of years. And it's just game over, guys. This thing, their banks do not really lose money in their activities because they're very conservative. Their whole business model is designed to make money. And SoFi's perfected that business model because they don't have any of the legacy costs. And then you add in technology, which Noto's telling you this is going to be the driver of growth. It's up 40%. I mean, guys, there's the software valuation, the tech company valuation. They're a bank and a tech company. They're not one or the other. So Galileo is an independent company. They can spin that thing off. It could be worth way more than SoFi someday, you freaking turds. Listen up. In Q3, SoFi added 717,000 new members. We know that. So second quarter, so membership's growing, guys, and the growth story is intact. SoFi is making its mark as deposits continue to increase. So SoFi Technologies grew deposits 23% in one quarter. Citibank lost 3.51%. JP Morgan lost 1%. Bank of America was up 0. Wells Fargo up 0. Nobody else even. The U.S. Bank was up 40%. I'm not really sure why. Wow, that's impressive. But maybe they made a acquisition. They must have bought another bank or something like that. That doesn't seems a little bit crazy to add 200 billion just in one quarter. Not sure what happened there. I have to research that. But anyway, guys, so SoFi is growing extremely rapidly, 23% one quarter. When I go back, look at the amount of deposits, started 2023, and where SoFi is one of the 4 banks that exceeded single-digit growth over the past 3 quarters. SoFi has grown their deposits by 113%. Guys, read that sentence again, you freaking turds. Over the past 3 quarters, SoFi has grown their deposits by 113%. That's 3 quarters of 1 year. And it goes on to say what, Citibank was seeing outflows. All these big banks are seeing outflows. Obviously, a small portion of that is going to SoFi, which is great because for SoFi, that's a huge portion because it's a very small company still. So they have unlimited room to grow. This sector is absolutely massive. SoFi can take market share literally for decades to come and not run into any problems growing. And that's just here. That's not talking about Latin America. That's not talking about business banking. That's just talking about their current business activities. While SoFi is still at its early stages, their relevancy continues to grow. Deposits 15.67 billion may not seem like a lot when these banks have over 100 billion, but quarter over quarter, they continue to fund SoFi new accounts. Q3 conference call discussed how more than 90% of SoFi's consumer deposits are from direct deposit customers. 98% of deposits are insured, so they have almost no risk in terms of FDIC coverage. They don't have any of those risks that have been impacting banks, driving banks. They don't have bets on bonds that are at low interest rates. They just don't have any of those issues. SoFi is in an extremely strong financial position, in my opinion. This creates a sticky environment where a larger percentage of incoming members are direct deposit users, which allows SoFi to be their primary banking institution as the member base grows, expecting to see SoFi's balance sheet continue to grow. And this is from the end of 2022 year to date, 113% growth for SoFi. First Citizen was 63, New York Community Bank 50, US Bank 35, and then everyone else was like single digits. PacWest, of course, down. Um, Citigroup down 7%. They're just getting absolutely murdered. And I noticed Steve really likes Citigroup also. Here, oh, he mentions the Chia Pet. Let's bring the Chia Pet into this discussion. Who's here, guys? 49 of you guys. Let's see. Rerun. Thanks, Nautilurker. Always appreciate you, brother. Adam Cosmos. Yep, adding anything under 8. I prefer to add under 7, but I'm not mad at you. What's up, Yukeko? How you doing? Working from home. Good stuff, buddy. I think he means doing a little day drinking. Yeah, windbreaker sales are going to go through the roof once SoFi hits profitability. Windbreaker, hair gel, adjusted EBITDA, self tanner, Botox, it's all going to go straight through the roof, just like the SoFi stock price. I love this note here. The bear case continued to be proved wrong, and SoFi is starting to fire on all cylinders. And when you talk about being wrong and proved wrong, that's where you bring up the Chia Pet. Inability to sell loans from the balance sheet. After Q1 2023, David Chiaverini from Wedbush downgraded SoFi, lowered his price target from 8 to 5. Listen, this is what's so stupid. The same week, he doubled down and downgraded SoFi again to underperform and cut his price target in half to 250. So he went from 8 to 250 like overnight for basically no reason. His thesis had become that SoFi was unable to sell loans on the open market, which is just a pretextual bunch of bullshit. We fear that SoFi will sell loans and blah, blah, blah. We've all read this before. Mr. Noto has previously discussed that SoFi would pick and choose what provided more value. So they were gaining 2% more on their capital by holding the loans on the books. And that's why they held them. That management was very clear about that. And there was absolutely no reason they could not have sold loans. It's just they were making a lot more money by holding them. So Chiaverini, the Chia Pet, was just completely, I think, dishonest. Those ratings were not reflective of his view of the company or the performance. I think it was to, in my opinion, I can't prove it because it'd probably be illegal. But in my opinion, it was to influence the stock price for a short attack. That's just my opinion. The timing and the actions seemed absolutely absurd on their face, and there's really no way. He's still digging, but he can have his opinion that he just hates the company, doesn't like the company, but I mean, to make these repeated, like 5 or 6 calls in one quarter bashing the stock, especially when you're just completely wrong and you look like an asshole. But, you want to look like an asshole, it's a free country. I've been there, done that. Been there, done that. SoFi sold personal loans at 105.1% execution level and home loans with an average execution of 100.2%. Q4, continuation of this occurred. SoFi executed a $100 million sale of personal loans, 105.1%, same partner as in Q3. So same partners there. They'll buy anything SoFi, I'll give them. That's the reality. The bear case is made up lies and bullshit. SoFi and this partner, which wasn't named, also agreed to terms for a $2 billion forward flow agreement at similar execution levels. This indicates there's significant runway for future selling. The bear case regarding SoFi's inability to sell loans is not accurate. In fact, SoFi and BlackRock agreed to $375 million personal loan securitization, which broadens their customer base. First quarter since Q1 2021, SoFi's lending segment grew in unison. All of their lending segments, student loan originations grew 132%, personals by 4%, homes by 46%. SoFi exceeded $5 billion originations across these segments. Single quarter, 18% origination growth in the lending businesses overall. So while these segments experience Q-on-Q growth, more importantly, financial services segment achieved positive contribution profit for the first time, guys. And we know this is critical. Financial services net revenue grew 142% year over year and 21% sequentially, $118 million. $3.3 million contribution profit, money, credit card, invest segments. And those are their young segments. They're costly. They're really still putting money into those. So the fact that they're contribution positive is really outstanding. SoFi reached 8.9 million financial services products, 50% increase year on year. There's no growth story there. 50% year on year. Terrible growth, right? They're growing at 18%. Why is everything growing at 30% though? 50%. Why are deposits growing 23% one quarter if the company's not growing? Why are you going to believe your eyes and your ears and facts and numbers when you can just listen to asshole bears that make up FUD to short the stock? You got to make your decisions, folks. And they're doing this mountain climbing game, the scary monster. This is a scary monster day chart. We're on moderate volume. They're doing these peaks and valleys. What's up, DannyDealz? June 2024, Corey Pichel. June 2024, my price prediction. Let's see. So that's just after Q1. So we won't have Q2 numbers. I'm going to put my price prediction right about that time, about $15, Corey. That's where I'm at. So we'll just have to see. A lot depends on the macro. A lot depends what's going on. A lot depends on geopolitics. A lot depends on inflation, oil prices, wars. So many things are just way beyond my control and way beyond, obviously, anybody's ability to predict. But fundamentally, with the growth I'm seeing a double from today's share price, Corey. And thank you for the question. Thank you for asking. Thank you for watching. Thank you. Many thank you. Thank you. It's Cousin Bruce. Wax Sex, the best on wax. Megachan, Kane Tanko. Morning Zoo. Guys, I got to get off this goddamn live stream. I'm losing my voice and my train of thought, and I just really didn't have anything to say in the first place. And I've been talking forever. So contribution profit, lending segment, adjusted revenue, contribution profit. We'd see the lending segment is just, their adjusted net revenues just over 300 and like 200 million of that is contribution profit. So the margins are just insane. Everything that SoFi has accomplished led them to the point where growth continues to be delivered. This was a set record quarter. Growth accelerated Q-on-Q basis, 531 million revenue, 27% year on year, 98 million adjusted EBITDA, 121% increase. Increase Q2 revenue 6.23, adjusted EBITDA 1.49. The Q3, these growth rates increased as revenue grew 8.57 Q on Q. Adjusted EBITDA grew 27% Q on Q. The growth train is far from over, and SoFi could have a long runway of revenue and adjusted EBITDA growth ahead of itself. And this will again lead to adjusted net profits, not adjusted, GAAP net profits. Third leg of the triple beat was guidance raise. I speculate we might see on the horizon. SoFi just didn't beat consensus estimates. They raised guidance. That's what makes it the triple beat for the second time in every category. Guided for $2 billion revenue, 30% growth, 280 million adjusted EBITDA with a 14% margin. SoFi is now guiding 2.07 revenue, 34% annual growth. Listen to that, 34. These butt plug analysts were saying 25. Now they're saying 19. They're guiding for 34. Listen to management. They tell the truth. And 396 million adjusted EBITDA with a 19% margin. These are facts. Preach on it. Preach on it, Tony Notes. Tony Notes is telling you the truth. He's taking notes. And he's taking names and he's kicking ass, and I love it. This is exactly what we want to see. Eventually, the growth rates and margin numbers will drive the share value higher. Exactly. The share price will catch up as the company performs. Don't worry about the share price. Only worry if you want to buy, if you want to, trade, you want to sell, if it spikes, fine. But don't worry about the company unless there's something to worry about. And there's nothing to worry about right now other than FUD. I have been bullish on SoFi. I do believe it has the potential to deliver the most alpha in my portfolio over the next several years. And this is a very smart guy, guys. And I know he likes other companies. I've listened to his comments on other companies, but he's a huge SoFi bull, very measured, very well thought out, and just very sober numbers type of guy. So it really... if you read his stuff, watch him on SoFi Weekly, obviously read his stuff on Seeking Alpha, I think you will be very well assured that your investment is in good hands with SoFi management. He stated that SoFi is in the RFP process. This is critical with a number of large financial institutions. They want a regional bank deal, which come online over the next 18 to 24 months. So this does take a lot of time, guys. They got to put this in. So don't expect Galileo to start making massive gains next month or two. Even if they land one of these big RFP contracts, probably going to take a few years to implement. So you have to have a long time horizon on this one, guys. It doesn't make any sense to try to buy SoFi just for next year, just to trade on the gap net profit, because they could still attack the stock even at gap net profit. These shorts can do whatever they want. Doesn't matter if it makes sense to you and me. They have their own mechanics. They have their own ways that make money that are over you and my and your head. They're beyond us. We can't control it. So we have to play our game. We have to play our game. We can't play their game. We can't worry about their game. We can't worry about these shorts. Let them do what they're going to do. If they want to borrow 15 million shares, let them borrow 15 million shares. Who cares? Let's see what the live short interest is today, if anything's showing. So nothing comes up today yet, guys. That's unusual. Usually there's something. I guess it takes an hour to get the first numbers in there. Just double check that. Yeah, but again, yesterday, 14 million shares borrowed, then they returned 3 million or so after hours. But just back to finish up this article. So basically, this is going to take time. The growth prospects that we're expecting there really started to come through in a much bigger way, as many institutions are under pressure to upgrade their technology. So this could just not be one institution. The technology platform is why I'm exceptionally bullish on SoFi. This is the Amazon AWS of Fintech, of course. Much more than just a bank. One of the largest financial institutions, large-scale software as a service company. They're both. Combination of Galileo Technesis create a unique opportunity because SoFi controls the entire back end of digital banking, from the processing of the actual banking cyberbank platform. So they have the whole thing, guys, end to end. Vertical integration. Everybody talks so much about it. SoFi isn't paying outside vendors to host and build features. Everything is built in-house. SoFi is the only banking institution that I know of that has this ability. The commentary we received on the segment is strong. SoFi run a regional banking deals, RFP process several large financial institutions. So they're going to own what the banking sector runs on, or at least be a major player in that sector, according to Mr. Fiorio. After 1 month, SoFi's management team, it will be profitable. They're not equivocating on that at all. And then the clock starts inclusion in several indexes, especially the S&P 500. As SoFi becomes profitable, maintains profitability, they could be on the fast track inclusion of the S&P 500, depending on where the market cap is. And that'll lead to price pressure up for a number of reasons. Index funds start to buy, all kinds of things, good things start to happen when you're included on those indexes. So it certainly leads to price stability and increase in price, actually. So conclusion, expecting profitability. We're expecting that too. Lived through the period went wrong where things went wrong beyond SoFi's control. Management has done a remarkable job navigating unprecedented. Yeah, I agree with all this. We've gone over all this. More companies will follow Morgan Stanley's fake ungrid. God, I hope not. I hope they do real upgrades, real price targets. There's a lot to be excited about. Profitability, golf, winning RFPs, less restrictive Fed, member growth. 2024 is going to be a banner year. I completely agree. A seminal year. And then 2025, we just start firing and making a ton of money. 2026, we're all in yachts. We're all drinking coffee and smoking big cigars. Hybrid Duncan once shot a man in Reno just to watch him die, but he got away with it. That's how smart this guy is. Have a great day, Hybrid Duncan. Thanks for always stopping by, supporting the show. I really appreciate you and all you other ladies and gentlemen who support my channel, guys. I do think SoFi can make a run on $15. The market rallies toward the end of the year. SoFi continues on this trajectory. We may see SoFi approach a $20 level in 2024. I look forward to see SoFi ending 2023 on the back, learning about its goals for 2024, make its mark on the financial sector. And you guys know Steven. If you don't, you're stupid. Get on it because he's a very smart guy. I love his articles. Here's another good article. I'm not going to go over this one. Ryoto Sofian, SoFi record after record. I read this one briefly this morning. I don't have time to go over it all, guys, but he lays out the growth story again. Growth is decelerating, but it still looks really good. Remember, they just guided for 34% top line growth. So in this economy with these interest rates and these factors, all the macro headwinds, if you don't think that's incredible growth and performance by management, you're just stuck on stupid. And I can't help you. Guys, it's the SoFi stock. The ticker symbol, of course, is SOFI. The show you are watching is Un Poco Mas. We give you just a little bit more, and we do it with grace and an acumen that is unmatched in terms of portly YouTube hosts. Guys, I want to thank you for joining me. Hang in there with the SoFi stock. We're on a triple humper today. Stuck just under that 750 mark, but things are looking really good. Volume's moderate. 7.3 million shares traded in the first hour. But one of the things, guys, look at the volume ticks on the bottom. There's a ton of variance. It's not going into that flat line. So the algo's not running things, guys. There are buyers coming into the stock. The NASDAQ's up. I think the stock goes up today, quite frankly, guys. Upstart, Affirm, Palantir's up 2.5. SoFi probably had better ERs and better prospects than any of these companies. I mean, I think SoFi should be over 10 right now, personally. But you let me know what you think down in the comments, guys. Again, yes, I am your real father, Bam Media. We will talk about that just a little bit later. I cannot afford child support, and if you try to serve me a process, I will definitely make that move to Costa Rica and live on my boat because I can't support Bam and all his brothers and sisters. I just don't have the money. Yeah, they're going to focus on the write-off, Billy Jack, but I think a lot of people think they overpaid for Technesis. And it's a one-time write-down. It's a non-cash adjustment. I mean, it's a very subjective type of thing, but they're doing that to be prudent. I said they're going to take the pain in Q3, but what are they going to focus on? Okay, I mean, GAAP EPS was really bad because of a write-down. That's really the only criticism. I mean, okay, they overpaid, but I mean, we're talking about, $2-some billion in deals, and they're showing strong growth, and they're looking very smart right now for making those deals. So I don't think the focus on the write down is going to be effective, Billy Jack. And with all due respect, although you do have two first names, and you seem like a highly intelligent NASCAR fan, I'm going to disagree with you and say, yes, you're right. They will focus on it. But I just don't think it's going to be effective. I don't think they're going to be able to push this stock down into the 5s. And I don't think they're going to push it back into the 6s. The puts are telling me they're going to push for 6, but the Max Payne is telling me 750 is it. And the options are disconnected from each other, and there's a tremendous amount of put volume at 6. I don't really understand why. Yeah, it's just, you're right, though. I mean, it's a piece of FUD they can definitely focus on. You're very welcome, Bam Media. Thanks for watching my show. I appreciate you, my friend. I know you've been here a long time. Since I started, since I was just even un poco, since I had even less turds. So I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Billy Jack. Appreciate Hybrid Duncan, Roland Dubs, Corey, C-Bar, Ukeko, of course, Klaus Baum, holding it down out there with Yakov and all the talent out in Branson. We got Roland Dubs, C-Bar, Hybrid Duncan, Atmos. Thanks for joining me, guys. Mark Cares, you're always a bear, but thanks for joining me anyway. You look like a bald Mr. Rogers. We all got problems, Mark. Don't take it personal. Love you, buddy. Klaus, Paul Clark is here. Good to see Paul Clark. I missed you. He's probably riding around on his road bike. Probably, cursing people, breaking off side view mirrors. I don't know about these. One thing I can't stand, Paul Clark, is the fat road bike guys in the spandex outfits. Like, if you're 250 pounds, you don't need that much wind resistance. You don't need to be shaving your legs. You're a big fat dude. Come on. What are we doing? So I already said hi. Heirloom Cedar, Richard C., Not a Lurker, Beach Boy, Alberto. Thanks a lot, guys. Really appreciate you guys. It's the SoFi stock. It's un Poco Moss. You guys have a great day. Not financial advice. Buy SoFi. Buy SoFi, turds. Just don't sue me when you lose your money, because I'm not a financial advisor. It's not financial advice. I'm just a fat guy on YouTube. And you guys are a bunch of stupid, weak morons. Have a great day, as if I cared. Peace.